Character clash. Ready?
Round 1.
Physical skills.
So, he's an alien with a giant head, more for thinking than fighting. In fact, the most exciting thing he does with his body is fit his massive head into his skin-tight suits. He's, well, delicate. He's not exactly the kind of being you'd throw at a rugby match. Maybe he could throw someone off with those skinny little legs, but hey, his best muscle is his brain, and that doesn't get him into the gym. Aside from that, his ability to dodge punches seems to be directly related to the number of explosions he's caused. But let's face it, his physique is more brain of the operation than action hero. Syndrome is a normal nerdy human with gadgets, but with those tight suits and technology he gets a boost. Let's not forget his flight, which basically gives him an advantage in dodging and attacking at the same time, although he's not really into sweating or lifting weights. I mean, why use muscle when you have gadgets to do the dirty work? A laser here and a stun gun there. Although he does have more toys than a rich kid at Christmas. However, his ego is so big that he could trip over himself.
Round 2.
Combat skills.
Megamind is an evil genius, but his skill in direct combat is questionable. He prefers to use his inventions and traps to win. In stealth, he might surprise you with some unexpected gadget, but if it comes to hand-to-hand combat, he better have a plan B, or C. His best tactic is to spring a distraction and run away, which, with a bit of luck, will work 40% of the time. Megamind does have one thing going for him, pure luck and the ability to improvise. Remember, he pretended to be the hero Metro Man and fooled an entire city, proving that he can be surprisingly cunning. Syndrome has technology that can literally paralyze his enemies. That alone gives him the edge in combat. He has brutal mastery over ranged combat thanks to his gadgets. Plus, he's proven he can take out heroes without getting his hands dirty. And stealth, well, it's not exactly his forte, but when you can fly and shoot lightning, you don't really need to hide too much. You just fly, aim, and bye-bye. His inability to shut his mouth or stop monologuing can be a problem, but while he's spouting off speeches, he's already pressed a button that sent you flying.
Round 3.
Survival skills.
Megamind has proven that he has the ability to survive his own failures. That level of survival is based on pure improvisation, and sometimes pure luck. He has escaped from prisons, survived explosions, and gotten away with murder time and time again with the help of his inventions and minion. His ability to adapt, learn quickly, and his absolute fear of being captured make him a born survivor. At the end of the day, he is the king of improvising on the fly, and although he seems fragile, he always finds a way to come out unscathed, or almost. Syndrome is a very resourceful guy, when everything is going well. But when things go wrong, he tends to lose his cool, as we saw when his own robot turned against him. His ego sometimes gets him into compromising situations. However, he has managed to stay alive in a world of supers who want to beat him up, which says a lot about his ability to not die, albeit with many wounded pride. Spoiler, he was defeated by a baby in the end, but if we look objectively, he had incredible powers, but a baby.
Round 4.
Unprepared.
In an unprepared fight, Megamind would be in a bind. He needs his inventions and planning. If these two were to accidentally bump into each other on the street, Megamind would mistake Syndrome for one of those security guards he loves to dress up as, and throw some self-centered one-liner at him. Without a clever gadget or a 4-step contingency plan, he'd probably end up tripping over his own cape before he could hit Syndrome. That's how chaotic his charm is. Syndrome could just say, "No preparation? No problem." With his tech at hand, because he never lets go of it, his instinct would be to pulverize Megamind in seconds. Even if he gets surprised, his gadgets do all the work, and his ego just helps him enjoy the moment. His training would allow him to dominate the situation, though his ego might play tricks on him. And if anyone gets hurt, spoiler, it wouldn't be him.
Round 5.
With preparation.
When Megamind has time to spare, he can be lethal, well, at least in theory. His long-term plans are so complex they seem straight out of a Christopher Nolan movie, and with enough gadgets and robots, he could make Syndrome sweat. He's a genius, but a clumsy one. His inventions are unpredictable, chaotic, and sometimes seem designed by someone with a fetish for failure, but in the end, they always end up working. He'd probably have an ego conversion device that would make Syndrome explode. However, there's always a 50% chance that it could all be ruined by a miscalculation. Syndrome with time to prepare is like a kid in a candy store with a flamethrower. Syndrome would also benefit from preparation, using his advanced technology and resources to plan his attack. In fact, he probably has an app on his phone that does it all for him while he laughs in the background. However, his tendency to underestimate his enemies and his ego could be his downfall, giving Megamind the opportunity to outmaneuver him. If he underestimates Megamind, his gadgets won't save him from a blue surprise.
Round 6.
General data.
Megamind. Physical skills, 4. Combat skills, 5. Survival skills, 6. Unprepared, 4. With preparation, 9. Total, 28. Syndrome. Physical skills, 6. Combat skills, 7. Survival skills, 5. Unprepared, 8. With preparation, 7. Total, 33.
Final round.
Conclusion.
Syndrome would win this matchup mostly thanks to his impressive technological arsenal and ability to stay calm, well, mostly, under pressure. While both characters are geniuses, Syndrome has a clear advantage in physical combat and technology. Megamind is a master of chaos and improvisation, but his tendency to overcomplicate his plans works against him. While Syndrome, with his technology at hand, as I said before, literally, can execute more direct and effective plans, Megamind could get lost in his own intricate schemes. Mind you, Megamind does have the ability to improvise under pressure, which could give him a slight chance if things go really badly for Syndrome. But let's be honest, Syndrome is a guy who built a secret island with killer robots. Megamind, on the other hand, is still trying to figure out how to use his own technology without harming himself. Despite this, Syndrome's arrogance and tendency to underestimate his enemies might give Megamind a chance of winning, but overall, Syndrome has a slight advantage. In the end, the confrontation between them comes down to a war of egos and gadgets. And as it often happens in these kinds of fights, the one with more buttons to push and fewer scruples tends to come out on top. So, in Megamind's words, the plan was perfect, until Syndrome had to ruin it all.
I knew you couldn't do it.
I hope I at least entertained you. Do you agree with the result? And if not, tell me why. If you like this video, please subscribe, like and share.